Hi guys, welcome back to Getting Better by Accident. Make sure you're hitting that like button, subscribe button, leave us a comment below. So this week or this episode, we're going to be talking about competing at a new belt level. Probably going to touch on competing first time as well because it kind of crosses over similar things.
Yeah.
Stars, what's your experience been competing at a new belt level?
You're in with the sharks, aren't you?
Yeah,
From swimming in the shallow end.
yeah,
What springs to mind for me is obviously the jump from white belt to blue
mm,
to start with is a shock to the
yeah,
system. I think unless you're a genetic freak or you've got a lot of like natural ability, a lot of natural athleticism. Good memories of getting a reality check. I think the first few at blue did reasonably well, but understood. There's a jump.
yeah.
There's a difference in kind of patience, isn't there?
Oh yeah,
Skill level.
yeah, massively. Yeah, I think I experienced the same thing really. White to blue, big jump. I don't recall competing too much. I was doing more MMA at blue belt than I was doing jits comps. But yeah, I do remember the few comps that I did do where just the depth of experience is probably wider than any other division, with the exception of say black belt. Yeah, it's a big fucking jump. Um, even down to just knowing how you play a bit more and knowing your own game that little bit more like intimately, like
Yeah,
makes a big difference when you're competing.
yeah. I think you get away with a lot at white belt, don't you?
Yeah.
I remember just wrestling really at white belt and winning comps, winning matches just on points by wrestling, and then quickly realizing, that's just not going to work, is it?
Yeah. Yeah. Your typical strength wins all white belt, mate.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't get me too much success at white belt, but just yeah, strength. That was kind of like my game, and then it kind of developed more as I kind of come against the strong players and realised that's not going to work as well.
I guess we should go into kind of what things would you recommend for people that made that jump to, maybe they've done the first comp at
Yeah.
belt.
So for me, I think first one or first sort of like expectation to have is lower your expectations. Set your goal and your target for, I'd say, the competition to perform.
Yeah.
Come away from the actual result and go off like how you played and how you performed in that match, as opposed to just like figuring out whether you won or lost, because you might perform shit and win. And to be honest, yeah, you'll be happy with the win, but you might not be happy with the performance.
I scratched it.
Yeah.
Really boring match.
Whereas if you perform fucking brilliantly but lost, again, you might be a bit upset about the loss, but you can walk away with your head held much higher because you're able to show off more your skill set.
Yeah.
So I think, lower your expectations for that one.
Yeah. For me, it's always given me a massive reality check.
Yeah.
Like how much of a long game jiu-jitsu is and how much you don't know.
Yeah.
Because you can be doing well at, like, say, white belt or even blue belt, and then when you make that jump, you realise, someone might have been a blue belt for 10 years, and there's blue belts out there like that. There's nothing wrong with that. And someone, you might have been a blue belt 3 months,
Yeah.
and you're like, shit, I actually don't know that much. But I guess you've got to take it in the right way, haven't you?
Yeah. I think as well, it could be on the build up to that comp at the new belt, change your training slightly. So like, if you haven't done too many rounds with the more experienced belts in your gym,
Yeah.
target them a bit more for rounds. Like, ask them to like push you a bit more and get more of that sort of comp style experience with more experienced people. Who's going to expose you to more looks, more attacks, more positions to escape from. So things are going to be less of a shock to you.
Yeah. It's going to be how you respond to it ultimately, isn't it? How you respond to the result and the experience.
No, 100%.
Like we were discussing before, can make or break you. We know people that have competed and lost, or not done too well and never compete again. And it's a shame, really. put the cue in the rack.
Yeah, and I'd say like I think with some like if they've competed and they give it a go and it's like it turned out it's not
It's
for
not
them.
for them. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But if you've competed and you kind of still got that itch afterwards, even if you had like a really terrible performance, gonna be hard. But jump back on the horse, like give it another proper go and actually see if it is for you or not. Like, because some people will know after their first match whether it's for them or not. Like the anxiety building up, the anxiety during, the anxiety after, and how they feel after, and actually being able to sort of evaluate it.
Yeah.
But sometimes if you do get sort of lost in those emotions and don't give you time to sort of step away from it after that match, and then go, okay, maybe the nerves are too much, and that's what I didn't enjoy, but I actually enjoyed the competing side of it. Then you know where you can work on, you know, kind of like what you can do better, or even speak to your coach about how you can maybe better prepare for the next one, and give it another go before you sort of throw your hat in the bin with it.
Yeah, and I think the leg lock kind of game opens up massively, doesn't it? When you make that jump.
Yeah.
And if you are a white belt and you're kind of one of the better white belts among the other whites, you're probably not playing the leg attack game with them, so you're kind of missing that kind of chunk. And then you face a blue belt, gets you in the saddle or single leg X, and you're not really used to being there with the higher belts. As a white belt, you know, we both recommend you play the legs,
100%
straight away. You don't like, oh, you know. So that may be something that you add into your training is don't just submit them with a Kimura or an armbar or, you know, rear naked choke. Go down to the leg game.
100%. And pommel in your training. Like, get used to it. Like, because there are a few positions that repeatedly show themselves in competition, especially sort of like the regional and more sort of like local comp scene. And
you mean like sub only?
Just like points ones as well, yeah. So like single leg X, straight foot lock, close guard, and really shit collar ties are a guarantee.
Yeah.
So it's like you can go in there and you can sort of prepare in advance for those things as well. So then you can almost have some sort of fail safes in place if you end up in those positions and end up stuck if you're not sure how to get out of them.
Yeah. I'm automatically visualizing most people don't get in those positions that they're in the spar.
But like, let's be honest with it. Close guard can be boring as shit sometimes. If you're the player in close guard, if you're the player on bottom, you're enjoying it because you're playing your game and you're in. Yeah. So like a lot of players won't put themselves in that position during training round because they don't enjoy it.
It's difficult as well to get out of close guard.
So like, unless you're kind of forced to be in there, it's unlikely that you're going to train it. So then you're not getting that exposed to those other positions again.
Yeah. Starting CT guard and one standing.
Yeah.
Anything else you can think of? New belt level?
No, I think, to summarise, like lower your expectations. You are going to have to switch up your training a little bit, like get more experience with more experienced belts, ask more questions. If you have a bad experience in your first one, don't just write it off. Like, go back, evaluate it, talk to your coach, and actually figure out whether competing is for you rather than just throwing it out completely.
Yeah. I think there's like a bit of a blind spot as well, that when you're a lower belt and you're doing well, and then you make that jump and you don't do well, you lose. You might realise a lot of the higher belts have been going easy on you, and you're not as good as you think you are. So it can be a good period for you to say, right, if I'm a blue belt, let me try and tap this brown belt out. Let me go after these higher belts now, and then get the confidence that you can go back and do well against your own kind of division.
100%.
And use that as like a period of growth instead of sulking or competing's not for me. Just maybe take 3 to 6 months off and chase those coloured belts down in the gym.
100%. Yeah. And I'd also say expect to lose. Like, 2 people go on the mat, one person's going to come off the winner. Like, it's inevitable. You are going to experience losses. You're going to experience wins. Which way the ratio goes will depend on you, your training, and how you apply yourself.
Yeah.
But expect the losses and reflect on those losses. So come away, see what went wrong, get feedback, and fix them before you go to your next one.
Good points, man.
If you made it this far, make sure you're liking, subscribing, drop a comment below with anything that you'd add to what we've advised, and we'll see you in the next one.